Hey, what is up everybody, Blaze for here, and today for you another video of Black Clover Mobile. And inside of this video, guys, we're going to be going over what you guys should be prioritizing if you're on the global version here. We're going to be doing actually two videos uploaded today here. One, of course, about this, and then the other one probably on some PvP. And then later on tomorrow, we're going to actually be doing a JP video, so look forward to those as well. But pretty much, as we all know, this is pretty much the third day, I think, on Black Clover Mobile for the Canadian version, which I'm just going off as global. And we have a lot of things to discuss, mainly being what you guys should prioritize first. Now, in my opinion, there's a lot of different ways to go about this, but in my opinion, you guys definitely want to go ahead and just focus on getting your levels up as fast as possible. So if we go ahead and take a look at the box here, I've literally only been going for levels and just affinity. Now, the reason why I say levels over affinity first is mainly because you want to hit that cap immediately, especially when you're trying to get that extra stats. As we all know, with levels, we get base stats here that will help us complete things more than we think. So let's say you get a character such as, I'm just going to use as an example, or like, let's say I have Sally, for example. Level her up to 60. Next thing you know, I no longer can go any higher because, of course, I've hit that rarity marking. At this point, then you want to go ahead and do just straight up affinity. Once you get your first 4 characters pretty much leveled, you got their base stats up and everything like that. This then provides you the basic layout for your character to then be able to just go ahead and go do a couple stages, do the highest one that you can possibly get to, and sit there and then farm it for affinity. Once, of course, you get the affinity up here, that's going to be the second thing you want to try to prioritize. Now, you're going to be going back and forth between these two pretty much because they go hand in hand. And the reason I would say this is because once you get a character to bond level 4, your main duty will be trying to UR them and pretty much repeat the process over again. If you can go ahead and UR at least 1 or 2, that would be perfect. Level them guys up first and then continue on from there, doing at least affinity grinding. This will help you at least slowly start to turn other SSRs into URs, furtherly getting you up to eventually LR. As you guys can see, I've only have a couple people to 9, or at least these 4 at 9 at the moment. And pretty much once they're all level 80, which is what I'm working on with Charlotte, I'm going to be trying to get her 80 today. You want to go ahead and immediately repeat the process I did say again. Go ahead and do affinity and get them up to their LR conditions. Because once you, of course, have their Clover fully 4-leafed at the SSR version, you no longer have to fill it up ever again. It just stays filled, and pretty much you're able just to go ahead, go to UR, then to LR just by meeting the conditions, which is why leveling is so important, and then affinity goes hand in hand. So those two things are the one thing you want to go ahead and do as your first priority. And when it comes down to the second thing you should probably prioritize when it does come down to everything in this game, I would definitely like to say prioritize who you want to have for a year, who you want to actually start upgrading and stuff like that. Now, the reason I'm upgrading Yami is mainly because, of course, he helps out for PvP and PvE quite often in the, at least the long run of things. This would be what you want to prioritize next. Don't try to do all 3. Just only go into the one skill that's going to be most helpful. So, for example, Red Yami really excels only in his skill 1. You're going to use it for a lot of clearing, so that's what you want to do. For example, with Mimosa, I like her ultimate a lot, so I'm trying to boost her ultimate a lot. William, you always want to go ahead and do his second attack so he's getting that extra speed, so on and so forth. Those are the things you want to kind of focus on for your second type of thing to actually prioritize. And the main reason I say that is because really it just takes you just grinding a little bit up on the challenges here, or at least the limited challenges here, and getting these bad boys up. This is probably the second thing that I say is probably the most important. Mainly it's because you're getting yourself those skills that you need to have done and then immediately go on there. Coming on down to the third thing that you guys will probably like to at least pay attention to, and one of the more important things is trying to get up as high as possible in PvP. PvP, especially early on, is very important, seeing that you actually can get a lot of the prizes here. I've actually been knocked down quite a lot, so I think we ended up losing. Yeah, we lost like 2 and other people just went up, so we'll probably get a revenge on them later. But yeah, you pretty much want to do PvP as fast as possible, trying to get up to the higher rankings to eventually get yourself situated and getting those nice gems. Now, even though this is a third thing to prioritize, it is somewhat a fourth in some opinions here. I just say it as a third because gems are what help your account grow, especially if you're playing free to play like me on this account. It's going to be very, very interesting. But Blade, what about gear? We'll get to that in a second. But when it comes down to our next thing that you would actually like to pay attention to the most, this goes down to your challenge area. Limited challenges are going to be your main deal. You want to get these done all the time because these will help you further progress. Now, this is what's going to tie into gear a little bit. Both of these here are for gear and stuff like that. They're going to, of course, rotate later on, and it's going to be very, very troublesome. But you want to make sure you get those limited done no matter what they are, because they're going to help you actually progress in your character. Now, as people who are asking what about gear, stuff like that, I'm gonna straight up tell you like this. Gear you don't gotta worry about really. You don't gotta worry about it right now. You can farm it if you are spending currently, but as I'm saying right here, I say don't really worry about it too much. Reason being is because gear actually takes up a ton of stamina, especially if you're a person who's trying to at least play this free play. You're trying to make sure you get your first team done. I would definitely say do the first prioritization thing, get your first get your first team done, of course. Maybe start working on a second team or something, but really just only get your first team solidified. Then I would like to say, go ahead and then work on gear. If you have absolutely nothing else to do, then work on gear. Reason why I say this is because really farming up your at least villages, which is one of the things I was going to say was more important than this, but seeing some people like gear way more, they probably would differ. Reason being is because you really want to try your hardest to farm these guys up to get these things later on. This will actually help you for world reputation and stuff like that. This will actually help you quite a lot for different prizes and different things that you do need, such as the region shops. We all need these for at least bond gifts. So getting this up as fast as possible, in my opinion, would be way more worth it rather than getting up gear. Now, of course, you're gonna have to farm gear every once in a while. Not saying don't farm gear at all, but don't go crazy with it, because gear is in that situation that if they haven't fixed drop rates, which most likely they have not, it's gonna drain a lot of your stamina. So as you guys can see, I'm still low on gear because I'm not doing any of that pretty much whatsoever. But yeah, try not to focus too hard on that, but this is an option. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get into our last two options here. But if you guys are enjoying the video so far, be sure to smack that like button and consider subscribing. If you are new, we're gonna be putting out as many BCM videos as possible. I was about to say something horribly sus, but all right, we're gonna keep on going with this one. Now, when it does come down to the next prioritizing thing, I would definitely say, seeing that we just got off the gear, it would be gear enhancements. These dungeons are going to be helpful mainly just because you do need them for these traces here and stuff like that, for at least the gear enhancements themselves, not traces, sorry. But and you do need these gear upgrade stones. If you are grinding gear and you do need to upgrade things, this is probably going to be your thing that you're going to be doing, mainly because getting up gear past level 4 is where things start to get a little bit harder. It then ended up requiring a lot more of these upgrades here, in which these have a high fail chance at times. So you really want to make sure that you have a lot of those. Grinding those are pretty dang decent and it's very, very amazing. Now, lastly, the thing that you really want to prioritize is going to be the talent section. Now, this would technically be probably the top 4, but seeing a lot of people have not received the talents yet, including me myself, because of course I'm not rushing story and stuff like that. Once you pretty much get this should be probably your highest prioritizing thing, but this is going to be your last thing that you can do, especially if you're free to play and you can't rush there just right away. This is something that you really want to focus on because pretty much it goes hand in hand with rarity ups, leveling, stuff like that. It goes hand in hand with that type of stuff. And so you really want to prioritize doing this for your character. Now, with all of that in considerate, this is just me giving you guys some thoughts of course, what I've experienced when it comes to JP. A lot of things I'm doing differently that are now way better than how it was on JP now. So of course, you can take it with a grain of salt. You can probably not listen. That's up to you at the end of the day. I don't control your accounts, but I am trying to at least help you guys to the best of my extent. So hopefully this video was very helpful. If it was, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We're going to get out some more videos later on today, but I'm a little bit busy, so we're going to get through this. And yeah, you guys enjoyed it. So see you next time. Take care. Peace.